Okay, so with Unity we want to set up Visual Studio Code to be the default editor. Now we can go through the menus, go through our preferences, select our external tools and choose Visual Studio Code, but we often want to actually go through and do a few other little settings before that. So the first step, what I want to do is download and make sure that the .NET 4.7.1 developer pack is installed. So there's a link in the description below for that. So download that pack and install it. I already have it installed. So you can look under apps and features and search for .NET Framework 4.71 SDK. So I've got that on here. And once you install it, do go and restart your computer. Next step, we're going to go into Visual Studio and we're going to have a few extensions. So I've got this open, but I'm actually just going to link it up directly with Unity. So I'm just going to go into Unity. I'm going to create a C# script. Let's just get one of these up as movement player. Remember, the first time you rename it, it will automatically save the file. So we're going to just make sure we go edit, preferences, choose Visual Studio Code. If you need to, press the reset argument button. And if the project's not working properly, maybe regenerate the project files. Now when we double click on movement player, Visual Studio Code should open up. And we've now got our project added in here, and I'm just going to add a debug.log for a test, and we can sort of see if some of these are working. Okay. Now we sort of notice that none of these other little IntelliSense bits to help us out are appearing. So what we're going to need to do is go and install the options. So we could go down to Assembly C# project. We could tell it to install that one there. I'm actually just going to ignore that. I'm going to go to my extensions, just search for Unity, and I'm going to choose Unity Tools, and we're going to install that one, and we'll put in a bunch of other packages as well. So we'll let that run, and we see, depends on the C# extension, which is not installed. Want to install and reload the window, so we're going to tell it to do that. The other way you can do that is to just search for it and search for C#, and we want to install that one. So it'll install and reload Visual Studio Code. If we clear out of that, now when we do a okay, no, we're still not getting the options. Let's just close out again, and then we will jump back in. Okay, so sometimes we're not getting, oh, there we go. So sometimes it takes a little bit of time for it to load up all these packages. So sometimes just closing Visual Studio, closing Unity, and maybe do a restart. So now, I can do a vector 2 player input, and I can do whatever else I want in here. Let's try a float. Oh, actually, if it is private or internal variable, we use an underscore and then camel case. We're going to make a public float for a counter, and we'll set that initially to 0. When they're public, the variables in Pascal case start with a capital letter, and then they're up. We're just going to tell it to print it out. Debug.log counter is, and then append the value of counter, and then we'll increment the counter each time. So now we can just close back out of Visual Studio Code. We're just going to check that works. Goes and recompiles it. And now if we hit play, well, nothing's going to happen because we haven't actually attached it. I'm just going to attach that just onto one of these cubes. It's not really going to make that much of a difference. And we can see that counter is continually moving up.